What's up, everybody? The Destroyer here, and welcome back to another cast of the Rise of the Witch King, patch 2.02, version 5.0.1. Today we have a 1v1 on Erech II, which is a pretty neat map. Also a very dark time map, so I love the dark time ones. They're cool looking. Anyway, we have a player here named SlayerSmalls, of course, as Angmar in the top left. It says SlayerSmal, but I know his player's name is SlayerSmalls, because I know him. Anyway, and we have Lava in the bottom right, which I'm guessing his name is Lava. I actually don't know if he has any alternate name or anything. I don't know who he is, but there you go. So Lava versus Slayer. And Gondor building 6, rather. Interesting. But yeah, Erech II is a cool map. Let's take a look real quick. I believe this is in the map pool for the tournament, for the Halloween tournament. For the Rise of the Pumpkin tournament. It wasn't made for it, but it was chosen because it fits the theme. But anyway, Lava is goblins, of course. He's going for a goblin cave. So that's a thing. And we have Slayer going for a Hall of the King's Men. Immediately getting a couple Thrall Masters out there. Of course, getting his economy going as well. Not too much to talk about in the early game, really. So I'll just continue admiring the map as I can. I do like to see maps other than, of course, Fords of Ice and 2 played on 1v1s and such. But yeah, it's always nice to have map diversity, I feel. But it's, of course, probably the most balanced map, Fords of Ice and 2, so that's why you always see it. We have our first battalion of Gundabad Orcs coming across the field here. Stopping in the center. Perhaps waiting for a challenge. No? Guess no challenger will be accepted. He'll have to go find his own... Find a fight. And he'll find one in the way of goblin archers very shortly. As Lava will run right into these goblin... or Gundabad orcs. Begin peppering them. Looks like they will fall fairly quickly. The orcs drop like flies to these goblin archers. So that's not going to be very effective, unfortunately for him. He will possibly need something to kill them, of course. A good choice would be Wolf Riders, or possibly some Axe Throwers support with the Orcs to outrange them, maybe. Alternatively, you could go for Troll Wolf. Well, he has to get Troll Wolf then, if he wants to get the Wolf Riders, of course. Or you can just outspam them. Just because one Goblin battalion of archers is not going to defeat Angmar, that's for certain. We have a battalion of Goblin warriors on the field as well. Looks like this is a fissure. That is a fissure in the making, of course. So that will be useful. Perhaps he'll go for half Troll Swordsmen or half Troll Marauders, or maybe he'll upgrade it for Trolls. Cave Trolls with a tree, of course, is very good for countering Gundabad Orcs. They can do pretty much nothing to that. And they will just get smacked about repeatedly. SlayerSmalls building up a force here. He's sitting on 2 of those. I was going to say, hopefully he's continuing to build his economy up. As you would want to. And he'll be pushing through the center here. It looks like Lava built a bit too close to the white layer there. So he's going to lose that tunnel, unfortunately. I hate building too close to a creep layer. It can be a real pain. I do it all the time because I don't know where they are, generally speaking. War Chant being thrown down on both armies. Unfortunately, both these Goblin Warriors weren't together, so they didn't actually get there. These Axers really had to get up there to actually throw their axes at these guys. And they'll take a few of the Goblin lives, but they have lost a lot as well. Goblin Archers definitely proving their worth in this battle. These ones will fall here, though. Good tip for fighting archers is put your guys in hold ground stance. That is definitely a thing. If you're going up against archer fire, or pretty much any units in general, unit against unit, it's kind of better to put your guys in hold ground stance because they just last longer. They still do a fair amount of damage, especially when war chanted. It makes them much more unkillable. I learned the other day that if you're facing Goblin Warriors against Goblin Warriors, definitely put your Goblin Warriors in defensive stance or you will just get wrecked by the other ones. So that is something to keep in mind. Hold ground stance definitely helps. Believe it or not. Sometimes a game can be decided by stances, which is kind of odd. Not really, it doesn't make a huge difference, but sometimes it just tips the balance in your favor and allows you to win an engagement. Oh, it looks like a builder was killed for Smalls there. Not Smalls, Lava. Lava is the Goblin player. SlayerSmalls, of course, probably wouldn't have a builder down here, I'd imagine. He doesn't really have a reason to do that. If he was a team that had a forward mineshaft system, like Goblins, of course, maybe so. But it looks like SlayerSmalls, well, he at least knocked it down. I don't think he'll get the building rubble before the archers finish him off, unfortunately. We have a few guys in the trees back here. It looks like SlayerSmalls also has some guys behind the base of lava, attacking him on the flank, so of course he's going to have to react. He's gone for half-troll marauders this time to start here with his fissure. Supported by archers and warriors. Should be pretty effective. SlayerSmalls going for more troops. He's got 2 battalions of Axors, 2 battalions of good and bad orcs. Did he clean up these guys? I would imagine so. Well, they're still alive, surprisingly enough. Only the Thrall, though. Thralls don't do very much damage, unfortunately. He will be picked off and killed. Too bad you can't destroy this for money or something. That would be kind of amusing. Alright. Now they clash. Of course, half-troll marauders actually not the best unit to send against good and bad orcs, as they are melee swordsmen. And that is the weakness of pikemen. So these will fall fairly quickly. So I think half-troll swordsmen would have been a better choice. Half-troll marauders, not. Lava continuing to build half-troll marauders, though, oddly enough. I don't think he realizes that pikemen are not good against swords, and there's really no reason for him to build pikes at this point, because there has been no cavalry for the enemy. Or trolls. So that's, not quite sure why we build those, but to each their own, I suppose, eh? They do good damage, though, I'll give you that. Half-troll marauders do pretty good damage. I just don't see how effective they're going to be against Angmar. Unfortunately, Lava getting his guys way out of position there, right into the middle of Smalls' army, and they should be slaughtered here, in theory. Neither team is using stances at all, it seems. No one's going aggressive, no one's going hold ground. It's just basic on basic stance, which is fair enough. I wonder if Smalls actually has these axe throwers down here. You could send them to attack this if you wanted to. They are rebuilding, although they are very spread out for some reason. I did have a spread out battalion of dwarves yesterday in a game. Go, like, stretch from here to here. It was one battalion, and they were moonwalking and gliding across the map, and I was like, this is really strange. It was very, very odd indeed. I don't know if that's a replay I'll be casting or not. I can't tell you for certain. But I did get a few games out of the Halloween day. Of course, the day where everyone showed up for the Halloween party. I played all day. It was a lot of fun. Looks like we have Karsh out in the field. Definitely a good choice against goblins. Karsh is excellent against goblin warriors. Of course, not by himself though. He does need to have some support, I believe. But this move here, all enemies suffer 33% speed minus and take slight damage over time. The slight damage over time kills goblin warriors fairly quickly. And of course, he does have a fairly decent attack. Does he have a cleave? I think he might. But yeah, Karsh can be pretty effective against goblins. I definitely say he was the right choice, but he's not being utilized very well. I'm not sure what's going on here. He's just like moving around and not attacking. He's really need to get out of there. Unless he's going to be killed by archer fire, which would be unfortunate. And now Lava's force is looking significantly larger than SlayerSmalls. Perhaps Slayer is too heavy onto the waiting for the economy to build his hero. Possibly, possibly not. It's probably because he's waiting to get his you should probably go for Dark Rangers at this point, I think. They'd be pretty effective. Of course, he needs some troops out in the field right now, though. Good and bad orcs are not a bad choice by any means. A Fell Wind would be pretty useful as well. Fell Wind would throw all these guys right into the line of the Gundabad orcs. Pretty useful. Allowing Karsh to clean them up as well with his AoE. Karsh is leveled up to 2. At 5, he gets a blink. He can teleport around to a selected area. Pretty nice to have. I'm going to say SlayerSmalls probably needs more Halls of the King's Men. Of course, he'll want this one to keep building Dark Rangers or whatever have you. And then maybe like 1 or 2 more to build Thrall Masters. Probably 2 more to build Thrall Masters and 1 more to keep building Black Numenorians. It is... I mean, it does cost money to do so, of course, but... I'd imagine, yeah, he has the money. So I think that would be a good idea. Build more production structures if you can't keep up with the enemy. Then make sure you can, pretty much. We have a lot of Goblin Archers here, though, and they're not going to do jack shit against this mill, so really, he's wasting his time with that. If he had fire arrows, that would be a different story. And of course, SlayerSmal still doesn't realize he has this battalion down here. At least I hope he figures it out soon enough. He might know. Is he keep him in charge just so they destroy this when it comes back up? I wouldn't really see the point of that. Maybe. Well, got destroyed that time. And now lots and lots of goblins flooding into the center. He does have Dark Numenorians and Black Rangers now, though. Dark Rangers, not Black Rangers. Same diff. Goblins going very heavy on the archer spam. We'll see how well that works out for him. There's Black Numenorians being one of the better swords in the game, if not the best. Should be pretty effective, but without the whole ground stance, they will take significant arrow fire damage, as you would expect. The Dark Rangers are tearing through the goblins. Oop, they got a volley there, long shot. Very nice. That might have been the power, actually. No. I don't know if Angmar actually gets that power. I don't think they do. These ones had long shot. Okay. Of course, it's just a level 2 thing, so it's not like it's very impossible to get. We have a tower built in the center here, trying to fend back the forces of Angmar. Fortunately for him, Lava hasn't built a whole lot at the moment. Looks like he's going for his upgrades, but don't have any troops to put him on. Isn't going to help too much. Goblins are cash floating a bit. I mean, he should really spend his money. Goblins should probably get a few more goblin caves as well. That's a lava. Could do with a few of those, as well as upgrading his spider pit to level 2. Some cavalry would be really useful right here. Half-troll marauders are not going to do very well. They ate alive with the Dark Rangers and the Swordsmen. They're a terrible choice. And I don't think Lava realizes how bad they actually are against what he's sending them at. Maybe he's not really a Rise of the Witch King player, or maybe they're really good in patch 2.01. But in 2.02, this is not a good idea. So, I don't know. Sometimes you will get players from different patches sending unit compositions that you'd be like, that's not a good choice, but maybe in a different patch it is a good choice, because balancing is different. Half-troll marauders, of course, in like Battlefield 2 are very strong. And I used to use them all the time. In this, maybe not, because there's a lot of things that can counter them. Now we have a Gundabad Orc Summon. Gundabad Warriors there. On the flank of the Goblins, they should be able to eat through these guys. As they are swordsmen, these are pikes, of course. The Goblin Archers being cleaned up by the Rangers easily. Now Angmar has an overwhelming amount of troops against the Goblins. Build this, please! Stop this. Cancel. Oh, if only I could change time. Change the replay by just clicking buttons. But yeah, I would say perhaps Lava does not know how to play the game. No, that's not what I'm going to go for. He is not building the right compositions to counter what his opponent is building. Archer spam can be useful, but you need guys in front of them or else it's just not going to work. And Karsh, of course, is going to eat these alive, as well as these Dark Rangers. You need the Spider Riders, really. Without the Spider Riders, you will never defeat these guys. Say 3 battalions of Spider Riders would probably kill most of these, if not all of them. SlayerSmalls hasn't built any pikes, because quite frankly he hasn't needed to. So, there you go. He's kind of screwed himself over by not building the right guys. I guess that's just a lesson learned, really. For anyone. Make sure you build the right unit compositions to counter your enemy. It does help, believe it or not. Because there is a pseudo rock, paper, scissors kind of mechanism to this game. Turns out, swordsmen are good against pikes. Don't build pikes against swordsmen. It's pretty standard stuff. But there you go. SlayerSmalls will clean up the base of the lava here. Fairly shortly, I would imagine. Oh, a couple long shots going down. It should clean up the wildmen easily. And not scattered at all, so they did all hit that. Even if they did get scattered, by pressing X, of course, scatters your troops. Probably would have hit a fair amount of them, and these guys would still pick them off anyway. And now it is only a matter of time before Lava's fortress falls, and the game victory goes to SlayerSmalls. At least the Goblins did expand his economy. Give him that. As did SlayerSmalls. Both the teams have gone across the map with their farms and such, which is good. More harassment probably would have been good, though. Goblins definitely need to be aggressive. They need to harass the farms of the enemy. They need to keep the enemy on the back foot. I mean, any spam team really does. But it's important for Goblin warriors, who cannot beat Gundabad warriors, I believe, in a one-on-one fight, to keep the enemy away until you get better troops like Spider Riders. That's really what Goblin Spam's about. Keep spamming it until you get power points and get better troops. Same goes for most teams, though. That's kind of what you do with Angmar as well. Just keep spamming Gundabad Orcs and Rudar Spearmen until you can get the Black Numenorians and Dark Rangers, assuming you need them. There you go. Lava has been defeated, and SlayerSmalls is victorious. So yeah, not the highest skill level game, I'll admit, but it wasn't that bad. I'd say Lava could have made some better tactical decisions, but I'm not going to be nitpicking too much, as I'm a shitty player myself. So I can't give too much feedback on too much. I can say all I want about how a player's playing, but when I play myself, I completely ignore anything I would have said about my own playstyle. So there you go. But anyway, hope that's been somewhat enjoyable to you, and I will see you guys in the next cast of the Rise of the Witch King patch 2.02. I will see you guys next time.